Hey everyone, how's it growing? This is Miss Simon back for another garden lesson. So today we are going to be making Cook Grow journals. And these are going to be garden journals for you to write in and do projects in throughout the year. So we're going to need some materials before we get started, so let me show you what you're going to need. The first thing you're going to need is a front cover and a back cover for your journal. So I decided I'm going to use old Trader Joe's bags, and I'm going to cut them so that they're the right size to be a front cover and a back cover. This is about 12 inches by 12 inches, or you can measure using a piece of paper to make sure that it's going to fit inside of the cover. See how it fits inside? Alright, so you're also going to need pages for your journal. You can use whatever materials you have at home. I'm going to use computer paper because that's what I have, but you can also use old magazine paper. You can use more Trader Joe's bags. You can even use cardboard, whatever you have around your house. So you're going to need probably about 10 pages, and they don't have to all be the same. You can mix and match your different papers. That's totally fine. You're also going to need a pen or a pencil. You might need scissors to cut your covers to the right size. And then you're going to need something to bind your book pages together. So I'm actually using an old shirt that I don't wear anymore, and I cut it into strips to kind of create a ribbon. If you have string or ribbon, that works great. You can also use glue or other things, maybe a pipe cleaner. All right. And finally, you're going to need some art materials to color or decorate your front cover. So I'm going to be using pastels. It's just what I have at home. But if you have markers, pencils, you can even glue pieces from nature. So you can even glue like leaves or flowers onto your cover, whatever you would like. All right, let's get started. Okay, so step one, we need to make the cover of our journal. So I'm going to put one of my pages on top of my Trader Joe's bag, and I'm actually going to mark how big the page is, like this. You can even trace the whole thing if that helps you. And then when we cut out our paper bag, you're going to want it to be bigger than your paper. So you want it to be larger than your paper, so leave yourself maybe an inch of room on all sides of your paper, okay? And then now you have a guide of where you should be cutting your material. So remember, this doesn't have to be an old bag. It can also be cardboard or larger paper as well. Okay, from there, we're gonna start cutting. Does have this like tricky part on the back that makes it a little bit harder to cut through. Okay, so it's gonna look something like this, and then we're gonna want to cut out this middle part so that we can make 2 pages. So I'm gonna cut right along this line, and then on the other line as well. Okay, so you can just discard those pieces. And now I have 2 pages that are the same size. They look like this. And let's test if my paper is going to fit inside. And it does. All right, so now we have our front cover and our back cover. We're now going to put, and if I'm going too fast for you, feel free to pause the video, and once you're ready, move on to step 2. So step 2, I'm gonna put some paper inside of my front and back cover. I have about 10 pieces in here. Then, and you want your Trader Joe's or whatever's on the inside to face inward so your cover doesn't have that on it. Okay, now everything's all lined up. We're gonna need to bind our book together. So I'm gonna mark where I'm gonna put the holes through my cover. Okay, so I'm gonna put a hole there, and I'm also gonna put a hole down here as well. Once you've done that, we're gonna need to push a pen or a pencil through here to make a hole. Okay, just like that. Okay, I now have a hole there, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom. Just like that. Okay, and then we wanna make sure our pages line up underneath. So I'm going to put, remember, my papers are still under. I'm gonna color through these holes so that they're lined up nicely. Okay, and then we're gonna keep doing this pattern of marking and then punching through. Okay, just like that. Perfect. Mark through. Punch your hole. Okay. Okay, now that I've punched through all my pages and also my back cover, I'm gonna put it all together. So line them all up like this, and I'm gonna start stringing this through my holes. So remember, you can use anything, string, ribbon, you can even use, glue or whatever you have at home to make this work. Okay, so I'm gonna start putting it through one hole and then another hole until all my pages have been strung together. Okay, so that's what 2 of them look like strung together. And I'm gonna keep going on this while you work as well, and then we'll see it all tied together pretty soon. Alright, so all of my pages, including my front and back cover, have been threaded through with my old t-shirt. Now I'm gonna tie them together, just like this. Now you have your very own Cook Grow journal. Okay, by now you should have your Cook Grow journal put together. So we only have 2 more steps. The first one is going to be to add a bag to your journal. And you might be wondering, why would we add a bag? Well, I'm gonna tape this bag, it can also be a ziploc, on the inside cover of my journal. And that's because I might be exploring outdoors and find something really cool that I want to collect. So this bag is going to be for collections, and it could be anything from leaves to flowers to a cool twig or rock, and this will allow you to carry it around with you. So I'm just going to place my bag right here on the front cover, the inside of it, and I have a little tape here. I'm just going to tape it right inside. Make sure not to tape it shut though. Once again, you can get creative if you don't have a bag, but maybe you have an envelope. Feel free to put an envelope inside your Cook Grow journal, or it could be a ziploc. I'm using a paper bag, really whatever you have on hand. Okay, so super simple. I just taped my bag right here, and now if I find something that I really like and want to keep, I can just place it right inside here. All right. Our final step for our journal is to decorate the cover. So I have some oil pastels at home, but it's kind of a weird thing to have on hand. If you have markers, colored pencils, those work great too. You can also tape things or put stickers. A lot of people like to glue on things from nature, such as leaves or flowers, to kind of decorate their cover. The first thing we're gonna write on our book is Cook Grow Journal. Okay, so in super large letters, I'm gonna put C-O-O. That says cook. And then I'm gonna put G-R-O-W, cook, grow. I'm gonna switch colors here. And now I'm gonna write journal. J-O-U-R-N-A-L. Okay, so that says cook, grow, journal. And I'm gonna put my name on the bottom as well. Miss Simon, just like that. So these are the basic things that I want you to put on your cover. Other than this, you can make it yours. So feel free to decorate however you choose, and I'm excited to see what you guys make. Alright you guys, so I have just finished creating my Cook Grow journal. To go over the steps one more time, you're going to need a front and a back cover. I use Trader Joe's bags. You're also going to need some string or other material to bind your book together. You're going to need some pages inside your book, which I did about 10. You're also going to need a bag to tape inside. So I hope you enjoy making your journal. I would love to see pictures of your journals, so please email me at sammy@exploreecology.org. I will put my email in the bio. I'd love to see what you guys are up to, and then we're going to be using these journals pretty soon for cooking, for gardening, for growing. It's going to be really great.